During the 6th season of 1,000-Pound Sisters, Chris Combs underwent skin removal surgery. However, does he already have plans to undergo another procedure? Amy Slaton and Tammy Slaton, Chris's famous sisters, were the ones who motivated him to reduce his weight. Chris is now 44 years old. In the year 2020, when he made his first appearance on television, he weighed more than 400 pounds. Chris experienced a rapid weight loss of 150 pounds after undergoing bariatric surgery. In spite of the fact that he experienced a plateau at one point, he redoubled his efforts and lost even more weight, ultimately shedding well over 200 pounds by the time everything was said and done. After this, Chris was left with excess skin, so he decided to undergo surgery to remove it. Chris was the first out of the Slaton siblings to be eligible for skin removal surgery, despite the fact that the majority of them desired the treatment. After having all of the excess skin surrounding his stomach removed, he appeared to be a completely different person. In the most recent episode of the 7th season of 1,000-Pound Sisters, Chris was seen contemplating undergoing a second operation. This time, the loose superfluous skin around his chest will be surgically removed by the specialists doing the procedure. Chris had always been aware that skin removal surgery involved many procedures, and he sought to evaluate the success of his initial procedure before deciding whether or not to undergo a second one. Is Chris going to undergo further surgery? There are other members of the Slaton family and the ensemble of 1,000-Pound Sisters who also struggle with loose, extra skin. Chris is not the only one. In addition to losing 125 pounds, his sister Amy, who is 37 years old, has excess skin that she would like to have removed. Tammy, his other sister, who is 38 years old, has lost more than 500 pounds and has so much additional skin that she can hardly walk without losing her balance. Amy and Tammy are still working on it, despite the fact that Chris has shed enough weight to be eligible for skin transplantation. The skin removal procedure that Chris underwent took place during the 6th season of 1,000-Pound Sisters. Chris utters these words as he lies in his hospital bed. "This is the best journey that I've ever decided to take and stick with." In order to keep up with his grandchildren, Chris was keen to do so. Chris's skin removal is the icing on the cake for his weight loss journey, reads the caption that is provided for the post. Upon leaving the hospital following his treatment, he appeared to be a completely different person. He was accompanied by his wife, Brittany Combs, who is 36 years old. Chris is, as is his customary manner, in a really good mood and is already making jokes about how small his new belly button will be. Chris revealed in the 7th season of 1,000-Pound Sisters how challenging it was for him to recuperate from the skin removal treatment the previous season. "It's been 3 months since my skin removal surgery, and to be honest, recovery sucked," stated Chris in response. "It hurts." He continued by saying that for a number of weeks, he had hardly gotten off the couch. Unfortunately for Chris's efforts to lose weight, he spent the majority of the first month napping and watching television. This was not a good strategy. "I've got a nice flat stomach and some old man saggy titties." Over the course of the first episode of the 7th season of 1,000-Pound Sisters, Chris took his wife and siblings to a swimming hole in the neighborhood in order to display his figure after undergoing surgery. "Now that I'm fully healed from the surgery, I just want to go try anything and everything that I haven't been able to do in the last 40 years. When Chris pulled off his shirt and displayed his new figure, his siblings were astonished to see what he had accomplished. Chris is still dissatisfied with his body, despite the fact that he is thrilled with the outcomes of his surgical procedure. According to what he shared with his wife, "I've still got some areas of opportunity." This is what the 1,000-Pound Sisters star had to say about her body. "I've got a nice flat stomach and some old man saggy titties." Despite the fact that Chris is overjoyed with how much better he looks, he is already considering getting the excess flesh around his chest removed. Chris expressed to his wife that he was sick of having breasts that were larger than those of the majority of women. The name, A. Combs. Chris, happy birthday. I was 44 years old on October 29, 1980. Relationship status. Brittany Combs is the married woman. Little ones. 2 offspring and 3 grandchildren. Gains in weight. 175 kilograms.